made every mob and improved them in Minecraft. Let's improve this piglet brute by turning it into a fearsome warrior. Start by making his baby tusks into some pointed weapons. Bulk out this body, he'll need a bit more meat on those little bones. And tone up those muscles. This piglet never misses a single day at the gym. A true warrior needs to be equipped with some armor. This guy will be topped off with a golden pauldron. Now that's what I call a piglet brute. That is one seriously large and beefy piglet brute. And his massive golden hammer. I don't want this guy chasing me now. I've got a good feeling he's going to be able to take on more than just one husk at a time. Here we go. Blam! Ooh, it's exhausting. Oh, they're going after now. Wait, he collected more gold to power up his hammer. Now he's spinning all of it around. Look at that hammer go. Bam! Throwing all four hammers onto one husk. You should have plenty of gold down here to keep yourself entertained for a while. Just don't think about turning that hammer onto me. Let's make a golem that could defend against anything. Build out the torso to really add on some bulk. Create some rugged but sturdy arms and legs. We can't forget the fingers. Splash on some elemental stone textures and finish off with the classic mossy growths along its back. Improved golem at your service. This looks like a pleasant spot for our brand new iron golem to hang out. This guy's arms look like each of them could curl over 1,000 pounds in a very tiny little waist. I think this is the definition of skipping leg day. But as long as his arms are beefy enough, he shouldn't have to worry about these tiny little spiders. Let's see what our beefy golem does when he gets nearly overpowered. Targets with a red laser eye beam at first, pushes the spider away and blasts it at a distance. Very intelligent. And there's only one little cave spider left underneath. Oh boy, did not even use the laser on that last guy, just swung those big arms at him. The laser and the arms combo is working quite nicely, and he seems fairly friendly so far. We'll just let him roam around for a little bit. What's the creeper's biggest downside? No arms. Let's fix that. We'll hunch this creeper over to be more like a gorilla, where the arms are super strong. Oh man, this is looking really cursed right now. Gorilla arms? Check. Now that's the look of a creeper ready to take on the world. These guys are definitely bigger than previous, but they also sort of look a tad bit cute, like a bear-shaped thing. But look how it walks around. Definitely more gorilla-like. I'm sure that this is going to be a massive explosion. So let's pull in some ocelots. Oh my goodness, here he goes. He's not exploding though. He just continuously explodes everything around him. Watch him go. Oh my goodness, the knockback. If these ocelots don't hit a wall, they're gonna be sent flying. Boom! Bye! Pretty confident when we get back here, these ocelots aren't gonna be here anymore. Time to turn this measly villager into a savage fighter. You know the drill. Gotta pack on some muscle. Add some iron armor bits here and there. Splatter on some killer face paint, and a fighter is only as strong as his belt full of sharp weapons. Now that is a villager I would not want to mess with. This is going to be the perfect place to drop this villager in. Our dual-wielding pillager of doom. Far beefier, a little bit more samurai-like than expected, but most importantly, this level of improvement is determined by how effective he is at raiding a village. So let's get this party started and see what our new improved villager can do. Going after these, oh my goodness, he just sounded the horn and called in more villagers. He duplicated himself. They're going after villagers one at a time. He's calling in even more. How many villagers can he call in? These guys are a little bit smaller than our original guy, but they're all really focused on getting after one villager at a time. Oh my goodness, that's 3 times he's called them in. I think we've got more than 15 villagers here, and one of them somehow ended up on our roof. That was gruesome, but fun. What if this cute little salmon had a hunger for blood? Let's make a killer salmon shark. This fish is too small. Let's start by stretching it out. Make those fins razor sharp. Take off that jaw and fill it with shark teeth. Those are some pearly whites. I would be terrified to find this thing swimming with me. At first glance, these salmon definitely look bigger and improved, but they don't look that intimidating like some of our other creations. That said, if we overrun this lake with our salmon sharks, then in large packs, they do start to look a little bit more frightening. What happens if we drop a husk on one of these floating logs here? Oh no, a baby husk. Oh, they're jumping onto the land? Oh my word! What? They're jumping onto the logs in order to take down the husks. These guys are absolutely vicious. Definitely avoid dipping your toes in this lake at all costs. Let's make this phantom a true Polish grim Reaper. Splice up that body and make a human figure. This Phantom is looking like a dragon right now, but stick with me. Stretch out the clothes to look like a cape and add a mysterious hood to mask the creepy monster. This Phantom looks ready to go collect some souls. So far, we've got a very peaceful forest and a very beefy Phantom. Now that is an improvement. Right at first glance, this guy is way different from a salmon shark. Let's see what kind of destruction we can get out of this Phantom now, though. Gonna spread out some husks around this beautifully peaceful forest. There he goes, charging up right now. And, oh my word, he sucked the life out of everything. Charging up again. Explodes. Down goes the husk. And with it, more soul-sucking life from the forest. Oh my goodness, if I drop down all of these husks, what's gonna happen to these guys? Ooh, that Phantom is seriously improved. Most witches we've made are old and gross. But what if we made a youthful witch? Start by making that hat giant, covering her face, with green eyes and eyelashes hidden under. This witch will keep the green and purple color palette, but with a fashionable approach. No witch is complete without their magic broom to fly around on. She's gonna commit some dark and nefarious deeds, I'm sure. This witch has been able to use some sort of potion or spell to look young permanently. The broomstick looks absolutely awesome, and we've got super long purple hair coming down the path. This is one of the coolest witch hats we've had ever before. Let's plop in a single husk here. See this witch zoom, turn back, and fire off a particle beam that turns this husk into a frog. Bring back another husk and instantaneously zaps it into a frog. Let's turn this wolf into the ancient and powerful dire wolf. With the size this wolf will be, it won't need to be part of a pack. Give it some strong legs and a bushy tail. That is not your pet dog. Etch in some extra tufts of hair in its fur, and now this beast might be a little bit too scary to be man's best friend. We've got some moose sheep over here, and we've got a massive hairy wolf over here. Look at the face of this fella and the claws. Those look sharp, but worst of all might be the teeth on this guy. Let's see how this thing chooses to hunt. It looks like it's going after this sheep right here. Oh my goodness. Okay. That was very, very, very anticlimactic. I thought we were going to see this wolf rip this sheep to shreds. Perhaps he'll be more aggressive towards something a little bit more dangerous. Yep, he's definitely a tad more aggressive. I think bringing the husks in the area has scared him a little bit, and now he's just a tad bit angry about everything. And he growls and scares the mobs away. This husk up here has won so far trying to get out of the range of this wolf. As long as we don't bring any hostile mobs, I guess our wolf is sort of kind. This cat will be improved to become a raging bull. Add in some torso segments and some beefy legs to start. Shade in that body and slap on that golden nose ring. His eyes are still super derpy though. Give it some sharp horns so that it can ram into enemy mobs. Alright. I'll change the derpy eyes to be bloodshot. I built this bullfighting arena just to keep everything properly contained. Look at our guy. We've made him the perfect size where he sort of looks like a miniature bull tank. Those red eyes are probably going to lead him towards anything red. Let's see if we can set up a mushroom target over here. And watch to see if this bull backs up. He does. Gets ready to charge like a usual bull. Here he goes. Blam! That mushroom got annihilated. Let's set up a strider target right there. Oh boy. Blam! How quickly will he charge after 3 different mushrooms? One's already down. The second one right there about to get charged. Oh boy. Bye. And then there's just the last one right here. This bull is going to destroy anything in sight. I mean, as long as it's red. Let's take this cave spider and turn it into a giant venomous arachnid. Turn it blue and give it a black widow pattern. If spiders weren't gross enough, this one's legs are going to be super long. Up the saturation, and this thing is looking like a natural predator. Give it some fangs to match its enormous size. Now let's see what it'll catch as its prey for dinner. Just looking at this spider is giving me goosebumps. The little hair along this long legs, and whatever you call that thing on the back of the spider, a web sack. Oh, I really don't want to spend too much time hanging out with this spider. Let me give it something to play with other than me. Our spider is going to sprint around, dropping webbing everywhere it goes. Mobs that get stuck in the webbing are just going to take constant damage, and they're not even able to move out. They're going to be completely stuck in this webbing until they take enough poison from our spider that they're just completely annihilated. And this webbing sticks around, which means any other mob that tries to walk through it, ooh, that's not going to be a pretty day for you. I don't really have the courage to try to contain this thing, So I think we're just gonna leave this improved spider to do whatever it wants. Maybe eventually it'll run out of food or something, and so I never have to see it ever again. Skeletons are kind of boring. Let's drastically improve them. Begin with making it a triple-headed monster, have tons of bony arms growing out of the amalgamation, give it a long and pointy tailbone for balance, and oh boy, this is one ferocious skeleton if I've ever seen one. We've got a massive bone castle for our skeleton monstrosity to defend. These heads sticking out all over the place. These massive bone arms start to look a lot more like fangs. But don't worry, we've equipped it. Our skeletal monstrosity can lay down a massive, huge ballista that fires out archery arrows to knock incoming mobs. Well, let's see what happens if a raging bull tries to break through the walls on this bony castle. Oh my goodness, right away the archery comes out. One shot came in, but it didn't do much. But our skeletal monstrosity has laid down 4 of these archery ballistas, 5 now, and down goes our bull. That was decisive. The only mob that I think could possibly withstand it is our iron golem. But 2 machines have already been placed down, and they, oh my goodness, before the iron golem can even fight back, I think we can safely consider this castle well defended.